You know, think about it. Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, they're ready to unleash the DOGE, so to speak, to go after at least a couple of $1 trillion in spending. That might just be for TF starters, and everyone says it's going to fail, can't be done. And my next guest says, well, yeah, it is done across the country with a number of states that deal with this all the time, better than 40, that have rules on the book that their budgets must be balanced each year, every year. New Hampshire's one of them. Chris Sununu leading the charge there. Governor, good to have you.
Great. Good to see you.
You're a good example of putting the pedal to the metal and doing this, not just talking about it. But, you know, the argument against the federal government doing it is that the numbers are so much bigger and getting them under control so much more undoable. What do you say?
Well, look, yeah. So, look, if you buy that argument, you're saying that we'll never balance our budget, we'll never live within our means, and ultimately we're going to default on our loans. I mean, that's the only mathematical conclusion. So this is going to happen at some point. Now's the ideal time to do it. And it's nothing unique, right? The message that we're talking about creating efficient government, my argument is it's really been done like 50 times over in the states. Yeah. So the ideas of what to do aren't new. How to do it is also in the states. We've worked with legislators. We've done executive orders. We've cut agencies. We've created efficiencies. So all the recipe is there. It's just the will. It really is. It's the will to do it. Anyone who says it can't be done doesn't want it to be done. And I think that this is a very unique opportunity for Elon as an outsider, but actually has political capital with the President Trump following the election with political capital to walk into the Speaker's office and say, we're doing this. This is going to be the legacy, righting the ship, not just nipping at the edges, a program here and a program there, some efficiency at defense, which is all very important, but unless you create something structurally and lasting, it's just going to be that. It's going to be fleeting. So it can be done. Look to the states. Federalism works. Block grants back to the states. Find those efficiencies. And then obviously you're going to have to tackle Social Security and Medicare in some form.
It's that latter part that could be a heavy lift, to your point. But you know, you raise a great point, Governor, when it comes to just start the initiative, right? I mean, I can remember that even when Bill Clinton and Newt Gingrich were working together, you know, with this contract with America to try to get the government spending under control and address the debt, just that initiative sent the bond market soaring, yields falling, the cost of our debt and borrowing going down. So sometimes all the markets need to see, I don't want to walk this out, is that you're moving in that direction, and you'll be rewarded for moving in that direction.
That's right. And being rewarded is very important. The Congress in Washington has this 1995 mentality where if we make really tough decisions, people back home won't reelect us. Just the opposite, right? Trump was elected to disrupt. Trump was elected for this compact that says finally Washington is going to start playing by the same rules as everybody else. And I warn Republicans, if you don't start doing it and living up to the mantle of the principles of your party, you will be fired. You will be kicked out of office. Governors are rewarded. Mayors are rewarded when they do it. And how about this, Neil? For all the Republicans in D.C., look at California. As much of a fiscal mess California is, they still have a balanced budget amendment. They have to live with their... I don't think they handle it well. They tax people, and I'm not saying to do that. But believe me, compared to California, Washington is fiscally worse, and Republicans are in charge. So own the issue, dive in, do right by the American public. It can be achieved. There's models out there. Get it done, and you will be politically rewarded for doing what no one else has ever had the courage to do.
Well, you could be rewarded, but a lot of people forget that someone else's sort of fat and waste is someone else's vital program. So you will have run-ins. Republicans will have run-ins with Republicans and Democrats with Republicans and Democrats with Democrats. It could be a mess, but sometimes that's the best governing.
Yeah, well, that's why bipartisanship is important, right? Yeah. And again, you don't need to completely transform Social Security tomorrow. You know what you need to do? Bring AARP, a huge constituency, into the conversation. Make them an ally. Help them be a construct of the changes that ultimately have to happen. Because, you know, the end argument is this. In about 8 to 10 years, if you're on Social Security, your benefits drop to 83% of what they are today. That's existing law. So unless somebody fixes that, you're screwed. Medicare becomes insolvent in about 8 years. $1 trillion that we pay in interest today goes to $1.8 trillion in 8 to 10 years. So you're going to have this perfect storm of fiscal crises. What are we going to do? Borrow more money to get out of it?
Good point.
Oh, no. Maybe Republicans should be fiscal conservatives, make tough decisions. It's not going to be easy, but it's there. make the decisions, have the will to do right by the American people. Let's get it done.
Yeah, you know, hope springs eternal. We'll see what happens. Governor, good seeing you. Hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.